Arr, matey, welcome back to the tavern where we're talking with these mangy rogues drinking their ale. Okay, so I mentioned, as I think I probably made clear in the previous video, we do need to go on an ocean journey with these blokes. So let's go ahead and just take a look at them. I think I did that last time. They're very loud and rowdy. Well, let's talk to them. The sailors peer at you through bleary eyes and continue swilling their rum. One who looks like the captain pauses and suddenly slurs, "Aye, me bucko, be you wantin' passage on me ship? What ya runnin' from? Hoss, no matter, 's long as you got gold. Let's me see how much you got." Well, so here's where we use up the last of our money. So if we count our coins, okay, we have 4 gold coins. So we spent some of them in the shop, as you remember, buying some of the ingredients for some of the spells. And the rest of the gold we use here. This is basically, I mean, we can buy ale to drink, but that serves no purpose whatsoever. So basically, once you've bought everything in the shop, then the only other thing you use the money for is to give to the sea captain here so that he'll let you on their ship. So let's go ahead and give gold. As you bring out the purse, the captain snatches it from your hand and says, "Aye, lad, I sees you do have a wee bit of gold. It's less'n me regular fare, but I'll gives you passage anyways. We'll be waiting for you at the wharf, but not for long." The captain and his men down their rum in one long draught. Is that draft or drought? Probably draft. You know what? I'm not sure, actually. It's a little bit embarrassing because I always feel ashamed when I don't know how to pronounce words because I'm supposed to be a native speaker and I'm supposed to know this stuff. But anyway, okay, so they finish their rum and they leave the tavern. There we go. And that's it. That is our last action before leaving Ludor, other than obviously getting on the ship. So all we have to do is just walk out here and get on the ship. It's time to sail, everybody. Reise, Reise, Seemann, Reise, jeder seine Weise. You'd better get aboard, boy, or we'll sail without you. At this point, you have to kind of walk up that gangplank without falling off, because I think if you fall off, you probably... Actually, if you fall off, does anything bad happen? Oh, you can't. Oh, you know what? I didn't even realize you can't fall off. Get yourself aboard, laddie. We be sailing on to ride, wit or without ye. Okay. I didn't realize you can't fall off this gangplank. Okay. And the plank rises up behind us. As the gangplank is drawn in, you hear the captain shout to his men, "Take his things and put him in the hold until I figures out what to do with him." You have a sneaking suspicion that you have made a big mistake. These are pirates. Wow, that was very astute of you, Gwydion, to figure that out now, all of a sudden, after you've gotten on their ship, as if that wasn't apparent before. I wonder if they have, don't they have the, well, the game doesn't show you the skull and crossbones flag flying above the ship because you can't see the top of the ship from here, but I think if Gwydion probably looked up, he'd probably see it there. And there we go. And after that lovely little jolly cutscene, we're here, stuck in the ship's hold. You know, I don't know what that tune is. I mentioned in the last video it plays Drunken Sailor in the tavern. I tried to figure out what that tune is. I can't figure out what that is. I tried to look it up, I couldn't find it. If anybody knows, post in the comments, because I'm pretty sure I've heard that song before. I'm pretty sure it's a classical, very popular sort of sailing song, but I have no idea. It's I tried to look up sea shanties and pirate songs and things like that, and most people say "yo ho ho" and a bottle of rum and stuff like that. And yeah, those are also well-known songs. But that song that just played must be another one, which I just don't know the title of. Anyway, so we're here stuck in the ship's hold, and as you can see, there's not much here except for a bunch of boxes and a ladder hanging down from a trap door in the ceiling. I have to say, I think it's kind of a little bit ridiculous that they left the ladder hanging there. I mean, do they really think that Gwydion won't be able to reach it? I mean, he can't reach it right now. If you try to, say, climb on ladder, how can you do that? or jump on ladder. Yeah. See, he actually tries to jump to it and he can't get to it. But if they really wanted to keep him down here, they probably would have, you think they would have drawn in that ladder rather than leaving it hanging there. But anyway, as it is, this is a fairly simple escape. What I'd like to do before I do escape, though, is see if I can get those rats to show up, because there are a couple of rats whom occasionally you will see here. And because we have that magic dough in our ears, we'll be able to hear them talking. Here we go. There are the two rats skittering around. And after a moment... Are you guys going to say something? You know the pirate's buried treasure? You hear one of the mice say it to the other. What about it? Asks the second mouse. Says the first. Well, I just heard the captain talking about it with one of his men. He said it was buried. Now let me see if I can remember. Oh yeah, he said it was buried near a lone palm tree. From the palm, you walk 5 paces to the east and then start digging. Too bad we can't do anything about it, muses the other mouse. So there you go. These mice do say different things. It's kind of random. I think they have at least a couple of different dialogues that they might have, so you might not hear that particular dialogue when you're here with the mice, but that is good information to know. Obviously, as you can guess, we might be able to make use of that, what we just learned later. Anyway, what we do here is we pick up this box on the ground, and unlike most things that you pick up, this is not something that goes into your inventory. Yeah, we have the dough in our ears. Gwydion just carries around the box, but he doesn't actually put it in his inventory. He doesn't put it into his pocket like most inventory items. So what we do is we drop the box here, drop box, and not the file sharing service, but drop the box as in actually dropping an actual box. And then we jump onto the box. And then again, jump onto the bigger box. And now we jump onto the ladder. This is one of the few situations in a Sierra game where you can actually... Oh, that was nice. I actually got off the ladder without falling off. And you can see there is a captain sitting there in the captain's study. You can't see anything from here. If I walk in, though, he'll probably capture me. This is one of the few situations where you can actually drop something in a Sierra adventure. Those of you who have played old classic text adventures might remember that in old text adventure games, you could drop pretty much anything. You could arbitrarily drop almost any inventory item, almost anywhere you wanted. But in Sierra games, if you try to drop something, well, I don't have anything to drop except the dough. Yeah, it just says you might need it. You can't drop anything normally. Let's see, can we sneak behind the captain? Uh-oh. The captain doesn't want you snooping in his quarters. You're in trouble now. I'll not tolerate you snooping around me quarters, the captain thunders. If I catch you in here again, you'll walk the plank. Oh, and actually throw me back down here so I can actually... Hey, and they still didn't draw on the ladder, so I can just jump on the boxes again and just jump onto the ladder. I mean, seriously? I understand that pirates aren't necessarily supposed to be the brightest tools in the shed, but... Actually, I guess that should be sharpest tools in the shed, but... Okay, anyway, let me go ahead and actually restore the game, just because even though obviously it didn't kill me, I'd rather avoid getting caught like that. So what we can do here on this side of the ship is obviously take a look around. You found yourself below. You have found yourself below the lower deck. They keep the ship's lifeboat stored here. There are open doorways at either end of the compartment, and there's a shovel lying by the lifeboat. You might think it would be interesting if you could actually use the lifeboat to escape, but I don't think you can. But what you can do is get the shovel. And of course, Gwydion puts it into his pocket, as he does with all his other inventory items. Now, what I need to do is go into those captain's quarters when the captain is not there. So I just basically... There we go. Okay. Now, let's go in here and take a look around. If I can get inside. This must be the captain's cabin. He seems to be a bit more tidy than his mates, as the room is clean and orderly. Against one wall rests his bunk with a large chest at its foot. Across the room is his desk with a chart tacked to the wall. So I don't want to linger around here too long, because sometimes the captain will come in through that door on the left. Let's open the chest. Look in the chest. Aha! You found all of your missing possessions. You take them with you. And let's close the chest. I actually don't think that it's necessary to close it, but just to not arouse suspicion, I'll close it up. There we go. Good. We escaped from the captain's cabin without getting caught. That's good. So, let's see. So we're on the ship. We got the shovel, and we got all of our possessions back. So yeah, here's all our inventory items from before, and there's the shovel. So, at this point in time, believe it or not, there's actually not much to do except wait for the ship to get to land. Now, if you look at our magic map, it will actually show you how far along the ship is. So you can see right now the ship is maybe like 1/4 of the way there. And yeah, you can see in the lower left it says route to Daventry. We are on a ship sailing to Daventry. Oh, and I put the map away and somehow the captain just magically teleported onto his chair there. That's cool. Alright, let's see if we can... Oh no, one of the crew has spotted you. You'd better run. Just walk off the screen and suddenly he can't catch us anymore. Oh no! Okay. So, let's see. Can I get around this steering wheel or whatever it is? There we go. Let's go ahead and... I don't think we can look at anything. Like, I don't think we can look at these books back here. Can we look at the chart? You stare at the chart tacked to the wall. It traces the route the ship is now sailing. It leaves Ludor crossing a wide ocean and arriving at the foot of a mountain range. An X has been marked at the arrival point. Okay, but it doesn't actually show us the chart. It doesn't matter. We can see it on our map that we carry with us. And out here, there's a nice little pointless screen. There's actually nothing to do here. Just look around. You're sitting at the aft end of the ship. Can we jump? You endeavor to climb over the railing, but change your mind as you feel it might be unsafe. Probably a good decision, yes. That's it. That's really all there is to do here. We can continue climbing up the ladder. And we can go up all the way to the top. Whoops. Oh. I did not fall far enough to die. Well, that's convenient. Alright, yeah, see there is the, I think that's the Jolly Roger, isn't it? The skull and crossbones pirate flag. I believe that's what it's called. And if we try to climb up to this crow's nest... Looking down from this height makes you dizzy and you almost fall. Holding tight, you look up and notice a crow's nest at the top of the mast. Can we get into nest or go... Oh, it doesn't know what crow's nest is. Can we go into crow's nest? Just walk there. Uh-oh. A burly pirate has noticed you from inside the crow's nest. Before he can react, he yells, "You're dead meat, bucko!" and slashes at you with his sword. He misses, but you lose your balance. Down you tumble to your untimely death. Well. Alright. So, yeah, there's really, like I said, there's not much else to do. Let me quickly go into that other side room. Yeah, cuckoo. And see what we can find in here, but there's actually nothing useful. Uh-oh. I think that guy's always there. That's the kitchen. This is the galley of the pirate ship. A large iron stove dominates the wall. Pots, pans, and barrels surround it. There is a long dining table at the other end of the room. Now, usually when Sierra puts rooms like this in their adventure games, that usually means there's some kind of significance to it. You would just assume that that there must be something important in there that you'd need to get. But actually, no, that room is completely pointless, as is the crow's nest. There's nothing to do at the crow's nest. There's nothing to do in the kitchen. So, we can explore what's on the right hand of the ship, but we'll see that in a little bit. So, if we look at the map now, you can kind of trace the progress of the ship. You can see we're a little bit farther along than we were before. But when you're playing this game, what you have to do is you have to wait. You pretty much just have to wait. At this point in time, you would just have to wait. It takes about 15 minutes of real time. You'd have to wait about 15 minutes for the ship to reach, to get close to its destination. And then at that point, the game, you'd hear somebody say land ho. But I don't want to put you guys through having to wait for another 10 minutes. Almost. So what I did, if I go to restore my game, you'll see I did make a saved game called Land Ho, where I basically did everything that we've seen thus far and then waited for about 15 minutes until we were almost at land. So if I load this game, so here we are back down in the hold, and we have all the stuff. I got all our items, I got the shovel, and then I came back here to hide while we're waiting. And in just a few seconds... right about now. You hear one of the pirates shout, "Land ho!" And he actually did. He actually plays a little sound effect saying "Land ho," which is something that you didn't get in the PC version of this game. So, now, at this point in time, we're close to land. If you look at the map, yeah, we're still about 1 map square away from Daventry, but I guess that's far enough. Once you hear somebody say "land ho," it's time to escape. But how do we escape? Well, if we go back and think about the spells that we made, hold on, let me look at the spell information quickly. I believe that one of the spells mentions, let me look it up. Oh, here we go. Yeah, for the causing a deep sleep spell. To cast the deep sleep spell, you pour the sleep powder on the ground or floor in a dark, dank place. Oh, a dank, dark place. Those words look very similar. In a dank, dark place. Well, I don't think that we will find a much darker and danker place in the game than down here in the ship's hold. So let's try this. Let's pour the sleep powder on the ground. The game just says okay. And now all we have to do is type slumber henceforth. As your sleep spell takes effect, a silence suddenly descends over the ship. If you do this before you hear land ho, the same thing happens, but then Gwydion says, wait a minute, who's steering the ship? And then the game tells you, well, since everybody's asleep and there's nobody steering the ship, you've been left to drift at sea forever. And then the game ends, and you die. Well, you don't actually die, but the game ends, and so it treats that as a death. But once you're close to land, you can do this, and now we can jump onto the boxes, jump onto the ladder, and there's the captain sleeping in his bed. And let's continue getting out of here. And actually, I'm curious. I know that it's useless to do so. It's pointless. But I'm curious, what happens if we try to get into the crow's nest now? Let's see what happens. I do hear snoring coming from within the crow's nest. Seriously? So the game doesn't appear to understand any text command to climb into the nest. And if you just try to walk there, because I tried typing go into it and the game just said just walk there, but when I tried doing so, then Gwydion just falls off and dies. Okay, that's a little bit ridiculous, but whatever. Alright, let's go ahead and, since I'm curious about this kitchen, let's go ahead and walk inside here. You can see that cook is asleep there. And yeah, there's really nothing here. If we look at the stove, it's an old wood stove used for cooking, nothing special about it. Can we look at that barrel back there? Barrel seems to be full of rum, but you have better things to do at the moment than drink. That's not true. Let's drink some rum. Really? Get rum, get barrel. You don't need it? Can I get a pan? Or a pot? It's of no use. You don't want some pot, Gwydion? No, there's nothing to do here. So, what we do is we walk down this little ladder here. And we can't walk down from here. For some reason, the game doesn't let you walk down off the bottom of the screen. But we can go to the right, where we find another sleepy pirate. The pirate is fast asleep. If people look more innocent when asleep, it certainly wasn't true with this one. Okay, so what we have to do is walk around him and come over here to the... I think we have to do this. I don't think there's any other way to do this. You have to walk around to the lower side of the ship. And let me quickly save my game here just to show you folks something. So you might think reasonably that if you look at the map, since you can see the ship is almost right at the land now, you could maybe move this arrow onto the land and press Shift F6. Or Shift 6 or F6 on the PC to teleport there. And the game says, and so it shall be. But instead of teleporting you onto that land that you're pointing at, it just teleports you into the water. And if you try to swim towards the east to get to the land... Oh, actually that does work. Except the shark caught me. Gosh, he barely made a mouthful for that hungry shark. Okay. I didn't realize that that worked. I thought that you had to jump off. Okay, so what I usually do is... oh, another thing that you can do is if you rub the stone to teleport, it won't actually teleport you onto land either. You have to... At least I don't think so. I think it'll just teleport you all over the ship. Pretty sure teleporting onto the land from here is not an option. Yeah, doesn't seem like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and load that game. So what you need to do is fall off, or I guess you can use the map as well, and then swim to the right. And we do need to avoid that shark. I think what I can do is swim off the bottom. Yeah, swim off the bottom of the screen, then go back to the top. There we go, we made it. Now the shark can't get us because we're on the land. Good. So we escaped. We successfully escaped from the pirate ship. And did I hear if we walk off here... Ooh, the music. Whoa. Let's see if we can prolong that. If I walk off the bottom and go farther out so that it takes longer for the shark to catch me, does the music last longer? That's pretty cool. I like the way they did that music. Okay, so we're here. We're on land. We have escaped from the ship. What adventures does this area hold for us? If we go over here... I like that. I like that music. I like what they did with the music here. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so if you remember what we heard from the rats on the ship, or were they mice? I seem to recall the game said they might have been mice rather than rats. But anyway, what they said was you go to the palm tree, and I think you walk 5 steps east. So let's try that. Whoa, Gwydion walks so fast it's a little hard to keep up with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was that about 5 steps? I think that was about 5 steps. I'll just say dig. I mean, I'm pretty close. So let's just try digging here. Nope. But we're close. Oh, actually, I think I see... So if you look on the right-hand side of that hole I dug, there's a red pixel there. I think that's just the edge of the treasure showing up. So let's take just 1 step more to the east and dig again. Aha! You have uncovered a small chest. You remove it from the hole and open it. Inside you find precious gems and ingots of gold and silver. You close the chest and take it and its contents with you. So, if we look at the chest, it actually serves... Hold on. Arg! Пиздец, я хлей Arg! How do I make it stop doing that? Okay. Let's look at the... Okay. The small wooden chest was buried so long that its wood is slightly warped, and its brass is tarnished and rusty. Inside are precious gems, gold, and silver ingots, pearls, and gold coins. So this serves absolutely no purpose. The only reason to get this is for the points. When I first played this game, we didn't remember where the chest was. My uncle had played this game before, and so he told me that for sure there was a treasure chest somewhere around here, but he didn't remember where it was, and I didn't know, so we ended up digging. I think I dug around the screen for about an hour. He said, just dig like you're digging a potato patch, and so I did. I would just basically just take, like 1 or 2 steps and dig again, and it took an hour to find the chest, but I did eventually find it, and you get, I think, 7 points for finding it, but it's absolutely useless. It serves no purpose whatsoever other than just the points. So we're done here. We've avoided the shark, we've escaped from the ship, we've gotten the treasure, we can go up from here, and we find we're getting close to some mountains. What adventures might await us here in the mountains? Well, I guess we'll find out later. I think this is probably a good point to stop the video at. Let's see. What is ahead of us? I think probably... Yeah, probably better to leave that for a separate video. So, okay, I'll go ahead and stop here. I'll go ahead and save the game one last time. And I guess that's it. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hope that you enjoyed as always, and I will talk to you folks later. Bye-bye for now.